Hello, hello, and welcome to Judging by the Cover. Today we're looking at a game that I have actually had my eye on peripherally, but never actually pulled the trigger on. Now, anybody seeing the graphics on the screen here, you're probably thinking, that looks an awful lot like Terraria. Or maybe you've never played Terraria either, and you don't have a frame of reference for either game. But that said, yes, it does look a lot like Terraria. Now, I think the developer is like entirely separate from Terraria a little bit, but it does very much have that motif, that visual design, the side-scrolling pixel graphics, world exploration and everything. But at the same time, it does have like its very own vibe. You're more technologically driven than the magical with like wacky hijinks and shenanigans of the Cthulhu mythos that Terraria does. While Starbound, I guess, has you escaping your home world and then striking out on your own after that. As you do. So going down, we have a lot going on, and there's also apparently a bounty hunter update that came out in 2019. So this game's almost a decade old, but there was a major update that added extra content to it. So we're gonna look at that after we get the initial look here. So about the game, in Starbound, you create your own story. There is no wrong way to play. Now, I don't know if it would necessarily fall under cozy games, because if it follows the progression style of Terraria, you do face off against massive, threatening boss monsters in order to get loot and get your next, basically, tier of equipment. You may choose to save the universe from forces that destroyed your home, uncovering greater galactic mysteries in the process, or you may wish to forego a heroic journey entirely in favor of colonizing uncharted planets, which does seem like it gives you more open-ended, personalized goals than Terraria does, where, like I said, you have to go through the bosses to get your equipment upgrades and explore the world. Settle down and farm the land, become an intergalactic landlord, hop from planet to planet collecting rare creatures, or delve into dangerous dungeons and lay claim to extraordinary treasures. Discover ancient temples and modern metropolises, trees with eyes, and mischievous penguins. Make use of hundreds of materials and over 2,000 objects to build a sleepy, secluded cabin in the woods, a medieval castle, underwater arcade, or even a space station. That just strikes me as really cool, that you get all of those options for how you can play. Plus, there's multiplayer and mods available. Starbound has been built from the ground up to be multiplayer and easily moddable. You have tools to make the universe your own and modify the game to suit your playstyle. Add new items, races, planet types, dungeons, and quests. The possibilities are endless. And I almost wonder, if I were to get into it, how hard could I mega mod the game the way I'm messing with Stardew. Choose from one of 7 playable races. So you actually get different races here. So do the races come with actual like different skill perks? I know with stuff like Stardew, Terraria, those kinds of things, you can make your character avatar and make them look completely wonky, but other than an aesthetic, the appearance does nothing to the character. Save the universe in an epic story campaign featuring colorful characters, bosses, dungeons, and quests. You are the captain of your very own starship. Decorate it, expand it, and use it to explore a procedurally generated universe. You colonize uncharted planets and collect gifts from your tenants. If they like you, they may even ask to join your ship crew. Oh, now that's cool. So when you're not only exploring the universe on your own, you can build a crew and have like an actual starship thing going on. So we have the 3 game modes: casual, where you don't need to eat; survival, where you need to eat and you drop items on death, okay, and hardcore, which is permadeath. That sounds about right. I think the stuff like Minecraft and even Terraria and other similar games have those typical difficulty settings, so that you can really customize your experience. If you want it to be chill and laid back, you can do casual, where you're not worried about stressing and managing your resources as much, or have it where death has certain thresholds of actual danger. Craft thousands of objects, building materials, armor, weapons, furniture, and more. Capture unique monsters to fight alongside you. Oh, so the monsters can also... It's got a little Pokemon vibe to it when you get the monsters to do some of the dirty work. All content is available in online drop-in, drop-out co-op. Okay. Built from the ground up to be easily moddable, you have the tools to make the universe however you'd like it. Now, they are giving a lot of information here that already, now, in part because I have played a healthy amount of Terraria, I wouldn't say that I had a total obsession with it, like is completely possible, but I have played a fair chunk of it. That part of the game, along with the trailer and the screenshots that we have here, I am judging already as a 10 out of 10, like, would buy. And even at full price, like, I would not even have to wait for this to go on sale. If I want to start playing this, I'd be like, you know what? I like Terraria. I like the look and the vibe. In fact, I think with the way that they pose your store page and the screenshots they give you, I am even more likely to get it because of the more open-ended way that the game is set up, where you can try and save the universe, or you can just be like, fuck the universe, I just want to live a chill life and maybe start a few colonies. The spaceship does look really cool here. I don't know how much of that is like customized, where you have to like load up the materials and build it like bit by bit, or if the upgrades are like maybe you unlock new certain layers and then decorate the interior like the way you do kind of like a Fallout Shelter kind of situation, where you basically tell it what room you want to put in which level kind of thing. We have some Stargate stuff going on, which makes sense. You're out in the universe. There's probably gonna be some ancient. Oh, and there's tentacles. There probably is some Cthulhu mythos going on with this too, which makes sense. It looks like you have movement and exploration options like hover cars to get around, so you're not just running back and forth on the map. We got this whole little. Oh, it looks like a little buried shrine that's probably from some lost civilization. We get massive mushrooms, a lizard. Look at this lizard, little lizard dude over here. I don't know if he's friendly or hostile or what the story is, but at the same time, just look at this cozy little cabin, like hidden under a canopy here in the trees and built into the cliffside. Like that is just an absolute vibe, and I love it. We got so much going on here. A like an icy crystal tree next to what looks like some kind of probably geothermal mechanism, I'm guessing. Very steampunky, but yeah. And now a lot of this does boil down to the player's creativity and all of that, but it does give you a lot of possibility, including this little gamified Venus de Milo and Mona Lisa. Huh. They actually get some classic art. I wonder, I'm all of a sudden wondering if your player character was fleeing Earth, which honestly sounds like a right trip right about now. But anyway, that's that. I do want to. So already, just the base game, I'm in my head, I'm thinking 10 out of 10. It is $15 on Steam, which is a very fair price for an indie game, especially one that gives you so much potential content. This is the kind of game like Terraria, like Minecraft, even like Stardew Valley, where you could get thousands upon thousands of hours of gameplay if you're looking for the kind of game to just vibe and get creative and do what you want to do. But there was an update that added a bounty hunter situation to it. In our latest update, so the game came out 2016, and the bounty hunter update 3 years later. So you take the role of an intergalactic bounty hunter taking on new quests to track down wanted criminals, gangs, and following clues to discover their hideouts. So you put in a little detective work and probably fighting new like new boss fights or new types of enemies, with probably with new gear that you can get, new gear and resources that you get out of it. Rise up through the peacekeeper ranks to ultimately restore law and order in the universe. When cornered, some criminals may even offer treasure or rewards as a bribe. It's up to the player to decide how strictly they'll uphold the law. Interesting. So, not you could actually just pressure them into paying you and not actually do your job as a bounty hunter. So that's an interesting twist on that. They're really hammering it home how much they want player choice so that you can play your character the way you want to in this universe. There's no like absolute you must play this main story kind of thing. There are over 50 new rare colored variant monsters which can be captured, and a variety of other new content, including furniture, armor, tenants, and more. So, new procedurally generated quests that send players traveling to worlds and space stations, hunting down criminal gangs, peacekeeper stations for bounty hunters, work your way through promotions, and restore law to the universe. Take the fight to criminal gangs at their hideouts, including a climactic final mission and boss fight. Ooh. So procedurally generated, but with like an actual end game to a sequence of events. Brand new quests and cutscenes, new generated criminal hideout micro dungeons. Okay, I do like the sound of that. Like little mini dungeons that probably don't take too much. They don't take incredible amounts of time to work through, but they're rewarding in their own right. New elemental monster variants, which are capturable and earn progress in a new collection. Oh, so you get a Pokedex! Alright, that's a little wild. New furniture, objects, costumes, weapons, and more, 4 new music tracks, and of course, bug fixes. Now, it looks like the updates does have a 2024 hotfix patch that went onto it as well. So, 5 years after this or not even DLC, but this content update came out, because it's not DLC. It was just added onto the game. It was like a free update with the game. You don't have to buy the extra thing. That tells me that these developers really care about their product, to allow you to have so much freedom in how you go about things. You could probably, like, whatever first world you land on and to start gathering resources and fix up your ship, cool. You can do however much or however little you want there. You could probably try and speed run your ship repairs to go do something else. You have archaeology in the game shown in the trailer here. And just a quick little click here. The other trailer, so there's 2 trailers on Steam here. The other trailer actually shows you some of this. Oh my gosh, the banana pink ape. That must have been one of the gangs. Like, these gangs all have uniforms and visual styles all their own. But the second trailer is all about this bounty hunter update, showing you, a little title character. You get to actually do some of the detective work. You using what looks like a blacklight to check for fingerprints and track people down to their hideouts. A little bit of some neon stuff going on in the space stations. Just so much to offer. It looks like they have an incredible amount of content, which procedurally generated could be seen as a pointless buzzword, but it looks like this one actually does it in a way that gives you a lot of potential content so that you can see so many different environments, different objectives, where no 2 gameplays will be exactly the same, especially if you decide to play it a little differently each time. Like I said, 10 out of 10 on the base game. We're turning it up all the way to 11 with that bounty hunter update, because they added to the game without any extra cost or any extra demand of the players. Just, here you go. Here's some wild stuff on top of they boast it being moddable. I don't know how active the modding community is around this, but it is the kind of thing that could keep this game going for, easily another decade of a very active, vocal, and hopefully welcoming player base. So that said, like I said, I'm ranking this 11 out of 10. If you've played this, leave your thoughts in a comment down there. If you have any, qualms or criticisms of my thoughts here, or whatever situation going on, by all means, like berate me in the comments too. I do try to read and keep up with things. Um, but yeah, 11 out of 10. Now, for my personal purchases, I may not buy it right away, but that's more so because I don't necessarily have all of the time in the world that I would want to be able to put into something like this. But if it comes down to, you know what, we're gonna play this on stream or do a series for this, by all means, it would be an automatic buying it. I don't even need to wait for a sale price. $15 is a very fair price for a game like this, where you get so much freedom, and I could easily see myself spending at least hundreds of hours into this compared to, some AAA titles that go for 60, 70, 80, $100 nowadays, where I'm like, okay, I might get like 20, 30 hours of gameplay out of it to basically complete the game myself and then put it on my shelf. This is the kind of game that's like, yeah, no, this is going to get a lot of playtime if I pick it up. I think very worth it. Chucklefish knocking it out of the park as both the developer and publisher, because sometimes, the developer is someone else and they publish under the label. But this looks like the exact kind of vibe that I would expect from the little pixel coziness that I've seen of Chucklefish, with plenty of action for players that want that more hardcore, robust gameplay style.